The Micah Parsons effect. I like how they brought him in, third down, crowd went crazy. And here's Matt LaFleur, the Packers head coach.
I think you look at that interception that Evan Williams had. It looked like he beat Penei pretty quickly. It looked like he got a pressure. There was another sack where he got pressure on the quarterback. I'm not quite sure who got the sack, but I thought he was pretty impactful in the limited snaps that he played.
Man, that's all you need. And now it feels like there's this wave that shifted back to maybe Jerry Jones knows what he's doing. Maybe I saw Terry Bradshaw saying that, hey, I don't blame him. I wouldn't be paying that guy that kind of money. And you got the 2 first-round picks, and you got a run stopper. And there's only a couple of players who individually, aside from quarterbacks, who can change a game. How many defensive players can truly change a game? There's probably maybe 5 to 7, and you have one of those players. Was he expensive? Yes. He didn't need to be. He could have been a whole lot less expensive if you would have acted on this earlier. And this may have come down to a few things. It may have come down to Micah Parsons' personality, him doing a podcast. Jerry's the one who talks, on podcast and radio shows, not your players. And Micah Parsons all of a sudden realizing that that position was changing monetarily. And maybe he did have an agreement. Maybe he did have a handshake agreement. But it's not a binding agreement because his agent wasn't there. And that's where the disconnect took place. Because Micah Parsons probably went back to his agent and said, hey, Jerry and I, we agreed. You what? Did you sign anything? No. Okay. We're not taking that deal. You're worth more than that. It's going to be worth this, not $34 million. It'll be worth at least $40 million. Then it turns out it's worth $47 million. But the average comes down because of the fifth-year option, maybe a little over $40 million. But Micah Parsons is one of those players who he may not get the sack, but somebody else is going to get the sack. He's not getting the interception. Somebody else is getting the interception. You have that player who's able to impact the opposition. I saw this firsthand with Lawrence Taylor. I didn't see it firsthand with Mean Joe Green, but I did see it. You have Reggie White. You just see certain players. Ed Reed, to me, was more valuable than Ray Lewis. I think Ed Reed's one of the great defensive players of all time. Troy Polamalu. Certain players make plays, or they put pressure on you that allows other players to make plays. Deion Sanders was like that. You stay away from him, somebody else is going to make a play. Darrelle Revis. And that's why how much is Micah Parsons worth? I don't know. But he's a guy, if they win a Super Bowl, then he's worth whatever you pay him, right? So and you have a couple of years now. You have the youngest team in the NFL. You've added him, and now you're a defensive-first football team. And, there's value in that every single game. They're looking out for number one. They're looking out for Micah Parsons. When you come to the line of scrimmage, and I remember watching the great Redskin teams with Joe Gibbs. When those quarterbacks came to the line of scrimmage, they looked for 56. Every single time you come to the line of scrimmage, where's 56? He has changed your game plan. And Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, Bosa, Watt, Myles Garrett, there's certain players that when you come to the line of scrimmage, you have to know where they are. And two guys are going to be accounted. They're going to account for two players. Yes, Marvin.
And this was the best case scenario for Micah Parsons because he got traded from the Cowboys. His light hasn't dimmed. He went to the Packers.
Yeah.
He didn't go to the Jaguars or the Panthers. No knock to them. So he went to another national team that's going to be on national TV all the time with real Super Bowl aspirations.
But that's why I didn't understand it. There were other teams, but they wanted a run stopper in Dallas. But I cannot trade him in the NFC. And to a contender. That was what was amazing. Okay, you don't want him. Your feelings are hurt. I'm going to trade him. All right, if you really want to get back at him, then send him someplace else that he's not going to come back and haunt you. I mean, send him to Tennessee. Send him anywhere, but don't give him to a team that's already a team that knocked you out of the playoffs a couple of years ago. But look, Jerry may win with this. Maybe. But in a couple of years, maybe he wins. You're not winning now. You're not going to win this trade now. And Kenny Clark's not going to be with the team probably in 2 years. And those draft picks might be at the end of the first round. And you're going to be searching for another Micah Parsons. Yeah, Paulie.
We were talking earlier about proper reaction. If you're a Packers fan, you just got to be over the moon over the past week. You played great last night. You opened the season by dousing Detroit. Jordan Love looked great. Josh Jacobs always looks great. But the play where Micah Parsons got the sack, he comes around from the backside, and he's charging down Jared Goff, and the big number 1 on his chest, and the fans could see it. And if you look on the sidelines, the players are all like, oh, he's got him in his sights, and he tracks him down. The place went berserk. It was like the payoff of the whole week.
It's almost like in the movie Jaws where you see Jaws coming.
It is.
You know, they should have had that music queued up. And poor Jared Goff, he's not running away. And all of a sudden, Micah Parsons is going to track him down. But that's when everybody goes, even after the game, it's Micah Parsons and Jordan Love. And the reporter asked Jordan Love about Micah Parsons. He gave him a hug. He's like, man,
yes, I'm so happy.
I'm glad he's on my team. Okay, you know. And the only way it doesn't work is if he gets injured or if that back is a little more serious. But if he plays at a high. Now, you know, the knock was, and I told you this when the draft happened. My source said the most talented player in the draft was Micah Parsons. But he played a position that maybe wasn't valued in the NFL. There was also some baggage that, went along with Micah Parsons at Penn State. But this is my source saying the most talented player is Micah Parsons. And I guess he probably has turned out to be the most talented player in that draft. Yeah, Paulie.
Remember our buddy, the writer Matt Taibbi from Rolling Stone, always draft the baggage guy, always draft the weed guy, whatever it may be. He was citing Randy Moss, Warren Sapp, right to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Give me the baggage guy. Give me the bag man.